Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Next Level Real Talk Podcast, where we have conversations on the journey of personal transformation and the pursuit of lasting peace and happiness with Sheldon and David. And welcome back to another episode of Next Level Real Talk Podcast with Sheldon and David. David, how are you?
Doing great. How about yourself? It's been a great week.
Another week has flown by. Time is flying, right?
Yep. We're in a whole new month. I won't say the month because it kind of dates us, but wow, that
Eh,
last month went pretty quick.
yeah,
It went really
yeah.
quick. So,
Time is
yeah.
ripping, as I like to
hmm
say. Time is flying by. Feels like everything is um, I feel like whenever I talk to people, they all agree that there's this sense of time accelerating almost, right? Like it just feels
Yeah.
like shit's going by faster. Like you wake up and boom, we're
Yeah.
months in, and you're like, wait, I thought it was New Year's just like a week ago, kind of thing, right?
hmm And it's weird because it's almost like, I don't want to say that because, I'm acting like my parents. Oh, time flies by. You know how we always say that about our parents saying that. It's like, wow, but time is really, it's crazy. It's
Y-
almost fast. It's almost too
Yeah,
fast. You turn around
yeah,
like me just the week. I'm going like, wow, I didn't do this, and this week. Like,
yeah,
was it really that crazy, or it just got
yeah.
life got going, got busy, which is not bad things. It's all good things on my side. It's just wow. I need
But
to.
even
I think need to be some time just to calm down and go like, take a
right,
breath. It's
yeah,
like, okay, where am I at?
right.
So it's like that'll be for me tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my little downtime. To kind of see where I am. So.
And that was kind of the whole theme of this thing. But don't you think even the young kids are feeling like time is flying by? It's not just older
Yes,
folks. Even the young
I
folks are
will
go,
tell you at
wow.
school. Yeah, my student assistants, that I got every hour I have student assistants, and they just say they're like, "Wow, it's almost time to graduate." So
Yeah.
that just dated it. Sorry, but
Yep.
yeah, so they're like,
Just do it.
"It's
Yep.
graduating." I go,
Yep.
you guys started in August, and now here we are talking
Yeah.
about graduation.
Yep, yep,
And
and it feels
and
like
so
a
it's
blink of the eye kinda thing.
mhm. Yep, exactly. And thinking about, what I just said a minute ago, just, stopping tomorrow and just taking a breath, it kind of brings us into what we want to talk about today.
Mhm.
It's like the power of the pause,
Yeah.
of just taking a break, taking a
Yes.
breath.
Yes, and with that sensation of speed and time and motion and activity and action, being intentional about taking some time to just stop.
Mhm,
Whether that's just for a few breaths throughout the day. Again, I've always talked about that stop, drop, and breathe, or the golden sun meditation being a 3-minute
mhm,
meditation. If you can do that 3-minute meditation 5 times a day, you're interjecting this time to connect, to just slow down, to stop and become present again. Right. So your mind's not future tripping, right? Um,
yeah,
or, you're not, eh, in guilt and shame and anger over the past or fear over the future. You're not tripping on the past, you're not tripping on the future. You're just like right here in this moment. And you have to practice that, right? And you have to put some time and commit some time intentionally to just slowing down, especially in this the energy right now just feels like it is more chaotic and frantic, and there's so much stuff that if we don't take the moment to just really, really um, slow down intentionally to bring us back into this moment. What do we really need to do right now? Right.
yeah,
And am I
mhm,
safe in this moment? Right. And because I think a lot of that, a lot of the frenetic pace creates a sense of anxiety. Right.
yeah,
I mean, it makes us all kind of amped up, and then the cortisol's going, your mind starts racing, people can't go to sleep
mhm,
at night. All of those things are related to this energy of the franticness, right? And one of the things when I used to do the Course in Miracles was like when you would sit down and do the lessons, they had lessons, and they would actually have you do the lesson every hour on the hour.
oh, wow.
At some point, when you got at the beginning, it was just 30 seconds. You're done, for the whole day. And then it would start to amp up, and then as it
Oh,
got into it, it was like training your mind, and that's what I'm saying, this whole process of training, and then in that pattern interrupt when you did it, and no one does it every hour on the hour. It's, like, impossible, right? But if you did it 8
yeah,
times a day or something like that, um, it was just stop, go into read a little line out of this card, which was this prayer or this thought that they wanted you to have,
uh-huh,
and that would just pattern interrupt you and stop you right there, boom. And I
mhm,
remember feeling that when I did that, I felt safe. This
mm,
power of connection into the moment felt safe for me, and we don't feel that very often. Oftentimes,
And
because go ahead.
no, go ahead. Oh, they so it's as you're talking about that, I'm thinking about, yeah, you get going and you get busy, and I've talked about it before about stopping and going, okay, enjoy where you are at that moment. It's
Yes.
almost that stop,
Yes.
yes, you're racing, you're going through your day, things are crazy, and all of a sudden it's going step. That's almost that spot of going, wow, what's going on? What's going
Yes.
on in this? What's going on with my world? What's this chaos? Which is I want to experience the chaos or the excitement or the calmness wherever you are. It's that, that pause allows you to go like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of this. How
And
cool's this?"
and I
You
like how
know?
you've said it before where you say, "I may never have this experience again."
Mhm.
Even in the mundane things, I may never feel this anxiety again. I may never feel this whatever it is, right? So let's just
Mhm.
be with it and
Yeah. I mean, you never feel this joy again. I don't know
yeah,
what you don't know
yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
What that the sunshine touching you going like, "Wow."
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, always with that it's some weird feeling may all of a sudden be like, "Wow, that was weird."
yep,
And look around, "Hey, where am I at?" Kinda cool. Yeah, so that pause of a moment in the middle of everything allows you, 1, to reconnect to where you are, see where you are and what you're
yep.
experiencing. What am I
Appreciate
really
where you are,
appreciate where you are.
feel where
Huge.
you are, feel it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So that pause, as we say, the power of pause is like it's huge because that
Yes,
power allows you, 1, to calm down if you're in a stress mode. It allows you to experience what you're experiencing in a different way because now you're looking at it from the outside in,
yep,
kind of going like, "Wow, where am I at?
the
What's going
witnessing,
on around here?"
yep,
And then appreciating whatever it is. Like, as you said appreciate. It's like, "Wow, this may be stressful. This may be a bad situation, but wow, this is where I am."
yep,
You know, and then and that allows you to go through that process of wherever you are in a more calm manner.
yeah,
It's still chaos. I'm not saying it's gone. It's
yep,
still there, but it allows you to process and go like, okay, this is what's going on. This is what I'm experiencing. Like, wow, this is different.
yep,
And you can kind
yep.
of look at
The
it different.
Yeah, and the other thing about that is we've talked also about accepting where you are, allowing and accepting,
Hmm.
and, I've mentioned that in the teaching that I had that I'd learned that, the the characteristics of unconditional love, where love allows all things, love accepts all things, love
Hmm.
trusts all things, and love embraces all things. That was
Hmm.
unconditional love. So it allows and it accepts what is in that moment. And in other words, it's never in resistance to anything that's happening. It's always open and relaxed and it allows it. And when we're going, that usually what we're doing is we're future tripping over something or we're trying to problem
Hmm.
solve. We're trying to get out of where
Yep.
we are. Oh, I don't like this. So I'm going to get out, escape something, right?
Hmm.
And that puts you in resistance to what is, to where you are, right? So you're trying to avoid it. I don't like this feeling. I'm running away from it, or
Hmm.
whatever that is. And so um, you actually extend what you resist persists. You actually are extending your time with that energy that you don't like because you're not being present with it. So the power of the pause, when you slow down and you are sitting right in whatever it is that's coming up and you're going, wow, this is what it feels like. And like this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. This is where I'm at. And you're actually taking some time to be with what is, you're fully accepting it. And that is a energy that allows that thing to transmute,
Hmm.
which is kinda esoteric in the language that I'm using, but what it means is it you work through it. Whether
Yeah.
that's something practical, you'll
Hmm.
actually go through it, and you will never go through it when you're running away from it or
No,
trying to
and
avoid it.
it's something that if you avoid it and suppress it, which is going to come back up again, by the way, but if you suppress it, that may have been something you needed to process to get to the next step.
You
And
have
so as you're
absolutely.
yeah, and so if you're pushing that away, something comes up, you're like, "Wow, I didn't deal with that one well." Well, yeah, because you didn't deal with the thing before that well, because
Yes.
you
You
suppressed it, and that
absolutely
needs this. Yeah.
yes, you have if it's in your face, it's because you have to deal with it.
Mhm.
If something is presenting itself to you, it's because there's a lesson, there's something there for you to learn from it. And so the
Yeah.
power of the pause is that if you're just practicing the pause, it's automatically bringing you into the moment, like we've been saying, and that
Mhm.
kind of forces you to accept where you are, right?
Yeah.
It brings you into that state. So
Mhm,
whether you're looking at it, "Oh, I need to accept what is," and that's hard to do, people will say it, but they won't do it.
mhm. Oh, yeah.
Right? So
If it's a bad thing, you don't wanna accept it
yeah,
and experience it,
yep.
you know? Mhm,
So if you say, "Okay, I'm just gonna practice pausing," the power of the pause is that it actually takes you into that place.
mhm,
So it
and and I
leads you right
yeah,
into it without you even
and I've
doing it.
always said to myself is, like, when I'm going through something tough, I've people, this is something I've got to. It's not that I did this when I was a kid. It took me a long
Automatically,
time to get here.
instinctively, yeah.
Yeah, it's this is that long work stuff.
Right.
Um, Now I'll be going through something, it's like, "Okay, Lord, what do you want me to learn in this? I mean, I'm in this, dark rabbit hole. What do you want me to learn right now? I'm supposed to learn something. Open my eyes, open my mind, open my heart. What do you want me to learn in this that I can use later? Because I'm going through something."
Yeah,
And I will tell you that has been the last 5 years maybe. So understand that I'm 61, so 5 years ago, I came to this realization, like, I'm supposed to be learning something from this. What do you
yeah,
want me to learn? Rather than going like, "Ah, this sucks. This is horrible."
yeah,
That's where I started going in and going like, "Okay, what am I feeling? What
yeah,
am I experiencing?"
yeah,
And then I started coming into like, "Wow, what am I supposed to learn in this?
yeah,
Is it calmness? Is it, oh, I'm supposed to do, I hear something that I'm supposed to be learning, or whatever it is, it's that pause and asking self, again, feel it, experience it, appreciate it, be in it, and then go, what am I supposed to be learning here? And just kind of let your mind open to that. Maybe there's nothing to be learned. I don't know.
yeah,
But if it's just a feeling of how this is peace and that brings you to the peace, and that's good,
yeah.
you
It's
know?
beautiful.
So yeah. So it's just one of those things that took me a while to learn. So it takes time, people.
Yeah,
But when you're going that bad situation, do that pause and say, what am I supposed to experience or learn?
yeah.
Right there.
That's beautiful, dude. It's beautiful.
Hmm.
And the prayer, the act of praying, the act of surrendering, the act of asking for, in the 12 step, it would be, you know, higher power, whatever
Hmm.
that is for you, right? But you're surrendering up to the Lord, to
Hmm.
whoever, whatever, God directly, however you interpret that, right? To Buddha, but you're surrendering that. So it's not my will, but thy will be done kind of thing, right? It's not
Hmm.
my mind. And for me, one of the things that the getting out of the head was getting into the heart space, was meditating on the center of your chest. And that's why I did the golden
Mm.
sun. Because when you do that,
Oh.
it automatically puts you into the feeling state of your body, the vibrations of that. That is the energy of the Christ within, the divine spark. All of that is
Mhm.
residing in the center of your heart, which is why there's
Oh.
so much the religious iconography where Jesus is pulling his chest open. He's got a heart there, right? That's the whole point of that, is like the heart is where it is. And so you can quite again, I've always said it's like a two-way valve. If you're in your mind, you're not in your heart. If your mind's
Mhm.
racing, you're not in your heart, right? But if you're in your heart, your mind will be quiet, right? And so, and
Awesome. Yeah.
and that saying that the mind is a tyrannical master, but the loyal servant of an awakened heart. That the mind
Mm.
is there to help teach you how to fulfill the love of your heart, the
Oh,
calling of your
that's
heart,
awesome.
service, right? So, but when it's the mind is the master, it's telling, go this, do this, blah, 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 and it's frantic, and you will never find
Mhm.
peace from it. But when you learn to quiet it and go into your heart, and then your heart awakens, and Lord says, hey, do this. Hey, I want you to help that person. Hey, why don't you
Mhm.
be in service in this way?
That's that listening. It's a
Yes.
you think it's listening here, but no, it's letting your heart open up,
Yes.
and the heart is telling you what to say,
Yes.
which
And
is
then the
the
mind will
Lord's
say,
Lord's going through the heart, not through your brain.
yes. And then
Yeah.
the mind will say, "Okay, I can do that. Here's what you do. You go here." And now you're following. So that's the
Mhm.
mind being the loyal servant of an awakened heart. Your heart has to
Yeah.
awaken first.
Mhm.
So
And that pause gets you to that
100%.
heart
Yes.
space. So that's
It
that.
gives you the
Mhm.
opportunity, and then there's techniques, right? So again, to me, like the
Mhm.
Buddhist is like meditating quiets the mind. When the mind quiets, the heart will naturally open. To
Mhm.
me, when you're practicing love and forgiveness, you're literally going to the heart and you're opening, right? Because that's where love is.
Yep.
You know, did I tell you that story where the Western guys were studying the neuroscience of meditation, and they were hooking all these Buddhist monks, and they were talking about loving
Yes.
compassion, and they hooked them
Mhm.
up all to the brain. They put all the brain scans all over their brains, and they were all the whole room of like 30 Buddhists, and they all started laughing. And the scholars and the scientists were like, "What are you laughing at?" And they're like, "You're it's the heart, not the freaking
Right.
mind." So
Touching the wrong part. You wanna
you're
get there.
measuring the wrong thing. What do you got the sensors up here? They should be down here. Like, what are you trying to do? Compassion isn't up here. Compassion is down here, kind of thing. So it's
Yeah.
absolutely
It
hilarious.
starts it starts here and works its way up,
Yes.
into the
Yes.
brain and let you
Yes.
let your thoughts go, okay, now I need to be compassionate. Now I need to do this. And
Yes.
that's where that when you stop, drop, and breathe, you
Yep.
pause. That's that pausing. That's that whole
Mhm.
moment of pausing, stop,
The
drop, and
stop.
breathe.
Yep.
Yeah. That those three, boom, that's the pause. Put you into
Yes.
that pause.
Yes.
And that allows your brain to stop racing, as we've said before, because you're just so much going on. It's like stop, let it
Yes.
rest, which when you rest, you go into your heart and the heart says, okay, here's where we're going. This is exactly what you're saying. So I love
Yep.
how you said it that way. Because in the heart's like, okay, here we are. We're calm. We're pausing for a minute. Now, this is where you should be going. This is what I want you to think about.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
that's that inner being. That's the Lord. That's God. That's your whoever you have
Yes.
um, is talking to you. That
Yes.
allows that person to talk to you. I mean,
It
that's what I do when I'm sitting there. I'm racing through stuff. When I stop, drop, and breathe, and I take that pause for a moment, I'm like, and I let the brain just get those wave thoughts out because there's so much going on. And it's life. It's just we get stressful.
mhm.
That's your brain races. That's when a lot of my great thoughts is God's like, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. We
Yeah.
got this. Here's what I want you to do. Just take this baby step.
Yeah.
Yes, I want you to be over here and step X, but let's do step A first,
Right.
and then we'll go to B,
Yeah.
and then maybe eventually I will get you to X.
Yeah.
But right now, let's just go here because I want to get to X.
Right.
That's where I was the day that everything happened in that divorce. I wanted to be at X.
Yeah.
I say X as a Y, X, Y,
Yeah.
Z, but X is my X spot. No, I need to go back to A and work my way to get to this spot.
Yeah.
And
And
so it's
practicing the
and
pause
mhm.
sets you
Prac-
into A, right?
yes,
Grounds you into A. You have to accept that you're in A. You have to realize that you're in A. You have to, and then you can go to B.
yeah,
You don't get to skip
and
anything.
exactly. And that pause, if you don't pause, your brain's racing and trying to get to X. So you got to stop,
Yep.
breathe, stop, drop, and breathe, and then pause in that moment and go, where am I? What do I need to do? And be willing to listen. Listen to
Yeah.
that voice inside your head.
And
Yes, there's different voices. We know what we're talking about. It's just like it's going to come to you. It's going to be
listen,
there.
the still small voice. That's what the Course in
Mhm,
Miracles called it, and I think it's in the Bible referenced that way too, right? The Holy Spirit is a still small voice or a quiet voice. That quiet
mhm,
voice does not argue. So if that voice says, "Hey, maybe you should do
mhm,
this," you go, "No, that's not right." It'll just quiet. It'll go away.
mhm.
So you
Yeah, it's
have
like,
to practice quieting the mind,
mhm,
and opening the heart, and then the thing whispers. It's like a little, "Shh, why don't you try this?" And then
yep,
if you say, "I don't like that," it won't argue
it won't.
because
No.
it will love you no matter what. That's the whole point.
Mhm,
Is unconditional love loves you no matter what. And
yeah.
so it's like, "Okay, you wanna
And
keep
that's
playing in
and
that
that's
pool?
where
Keep playing in that pool.
yeah, okay, keep playing. Yeah,
Keep playing.
exactly.
Let me know when you're tired."
So, I'm trying to get you to B, but you
Yeah,
can stay in A.
you
Just
can
go
stay
ahead.
in it
It's
as long
fine.
as you want.
That's
You can deny
and that
you're in A if you want. That's okay.
right.
I still love you.
And that
So,
that brings up the point I've talked to before when I was driving to school and on the freeway and just I quieted. I was just praying like, God, what am I going to do in class today? I'm too stressed. And I kind of got that quiet semi
mhm,
moment as I'm driving. You know what I mean by
yep,
quiet moment. And that's when it said, do this lesson.
yep,
It takes 3 to 4 days and the
yep,
kids are going to work. And
yep,
I'm still working and teaching and
yes,
helping, but I'm not doing something new that's making my
yeah,
brain overthink.
yeah,
So it's like, you've already done this lesson. This is a review. So it's like, oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah,
But if I did not stop, okay, and
yeah,
pause while I was driving per se,
yep,
I would never have let that go.
right,
If I kept going like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. Like, no, stop.
yeah. Your brain didn't
Oh,
figure that out. It
nope.
wasn't
God's
your
like,
brain.
listen, I got you. Listen to me.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey.
It's like I'm here, but you need to get rid of all that and come into me,
Listen.
and then I'll let you know what you need to do.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
and
yes.
so and that I mean that's kind of like I want to say we'll talk about it later, but it was my God experience. It
Mhm.
was when I was in a total pause moment. and it's like I listen to several things to get to that moment of
Mhm.
that God moment.
Yep,
And so that'll be a topic down the road. But um, if I didn't stop and pause and listen, I would have never made it
yep, yep,
through that.
yep,
I would have freaked out at that moment
yep,
because
yep,
I would have known,
yep,
oh, what's is going on right now? It's like, but he gave me step A and B
yep,
to get me to C in that one night. It took one night,
yep.
so it was pretty cool.
So I think that it's very simple. It's not we're
Hmm.
not saying it's easy, right?
Nope.
We're not saying
Hmm.
it's easy, but it is simple. The truth is
Hmm.
simple. That, there
Yeah.
is real power in taking a moment to just quiet yourself, right? And to just, be with whatever's coming up and to allow it in not in judgment, not in anger, not in whatever, just, to
Hmm.
be present with whatever you're feeling with that innocent curiosity. And I do think that that's
Hmm.
what the meaning of "you must become as a child to return to the kingdom of heaven" is. There's an innocent quality when you're describing, "What is that? I may never feel this again. Oh my gosh." There's it's like a
Hmm.
scientist, you're exploring your inner feelings without judging them. Like,
Yeah.
because when you're going, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm going through this again," that's the judgment, right? And then that locks it in there and you're in resistance. But when you have that curiosity of like, "Wow, there we go. Wow, ooh, okay, that hurts. Where does it hurt?" And you're exploring
Hmm.
it like a scientist, the innocent wonder
Hmm.
allows it to just come up and express itself fully and then release out. And then
Yeah.
that puts you back in the kingdom of heaven. You must become as a child to return to the kingdom of heaven. You have to have that. There's an innocence in that. And it's an allowing and accepting of everything that comes up within you. And then you realize that you can hold space for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And appreciate the moment you're in, wherever you are. I
Hmm.
mean, you may be in a bad situation, in a tough situation, trying to get through it, but appreciate where you are at that moment,
So
because once you come through it and you get out of it, you'll have that like understanding, like, wow, that's where I was. Instead of going like, I don't remember that moment because I was so stressed about this. Yeah, you're going to be stressed, but just take that pause
uh,
and know where you are and say, okay, this is where I need to go. How do I get there? Because we don't have the answers.
yeah.
We need help to get the answers, whether it
So
be through the God, through Jesus, through whatever power you go with, or to stop and listen to others. Then that's how we're going to get through it.
so if you're listening to this, you can literally pause this thing right now, or as soon as you're done
Mhm,
listening, just literally stop and take a moment
mhm,
and be with whatever the feelings are that you're experiencing right now. Like, if you wanted to pause this thing right now, you could do that and just be with whatever is coming up in your field of awareness, in your body, in your mind, in your heart right now, and just take a moment to appreciate that, right? And to be
in
with
your time frame. It may be a minute, it may be 30
Mhm.
seconds, it may be 5 minutes. You may sit there and go like, wow.
Yeah,
And just kind of look around the room or just eyes
yeah,
closed and just feel it. So
yep,
whatever time frame you're in,
yep,
pause it, sit where you
yep,
are,
and
enjoy wherever you are.
yeah.
I mean, and as we say, enjoy, as I say, enjoy where you are. If you're going through a bad situation, a tough situation, you can still, in a way, enjoy it. Once you take
And
that pause, you go like,
when
I can understand where I am. Enjoy it because
and
someday I'm not going to be in that.
and giving yourself permission. I think that
Mhm,
that's one of those things where you get out of judgment. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm
mhm.
okay. There's not something wrong with me because I feel like this, because I'm in a
Yes.
bad place or I'm hurt. It's okay. It's
Mhm.
okay to not be okay. Isn't that what we were gonna put on a t-shirt?
Yep. Yes.
You know,
Yep.
it's okay to not be okay, right? And I'm okay right where I'm at right now. And to giving yourself that permission and that moment to be there. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's a or if you're listening to this, right, and you've heard these themes before if you listen to us regularly, but I guess the invitation at this time is to really try to practice this at
Mhm,
least as you're listening to this, if not every single day, if not multiple times a day, to
mhm.
practice the pause. And there's real power in just pausing. It's so simple that people overlook the simplicity of things and think it can't be the right thing. And then they want to read another book and go to another teaching or
Mhm.
another religion or another practice or whatever. And there's oh, I need something that's super complicated. The egoic mind wants to do stuff.
Yeah.
And so your mind wants to do it.
I got better because of that book. I got better
Yeah,
because of this
yeah,
teaching. I got better because of this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
No, you get better because of you pausing and going within yourself
perfect.
and
Beautiful.
listening
Yes.
to
Yes.
whatever is being said. And
Yes.
we are our worst critic. So
Yes.
stop
Yeah.
Stop it.
Give
Yeah,
your
know that you are okay, and know that sometimes that voice will go away if you stop, drop, and breathe, go into that pause.
Yeah, taking some nice, deep, gentle
Mhm,
breaths into that thing, and
mhm.
allowing that energy, allowing that whatever it is, and making friends with it, right? And I always say that the ego, when people were doing the Course in Miracles, the egoic mind is like a little brat. The mind is,
Yeah.
"Ah!" Right? It wants attention, and it's just like you don't kill it. Can't kill it. People used to
Mhm.
in Course in Miracles, I gotta destroy my ego. It's like, good luck with that. It's not gonna happen.
Right,
You're in a
exactly.
body. It's part of it. But you can make friends with it kind of, and it's like a little
Mhm.
baby, and you're like, "Okay, there." You soothe it, you calm it, you're
Yeah,
gentle
like,
with
"It's
it.
here. I gotta deal with it." No, don't just say, "No, go away." No, just deal with it, and then
Yes.
eventually, just you can work through that, you
Yes,
know?
yes, yes.
I love that. That's awesome. I love it. So, I think that's a great show right there. I think
That's
we're
it.
ready to.
It's a
And,
wrap.
hey, just yeah, and hopefully now that if you did pause and now you're out of that pause, because you literally paused the show and then came out into a pause. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you
Yeah.
got some kind of good feeling out of it. And if you're going to do it afterwards, just take that time, just relax a little bit, and make sure you share this, you like us, on the on YouTube or Spotify. Share it with your friends, please, because we're trying to reach out and reach at least one person. That's our goal.
Yes,
If we can reach one
yes.
person each episode, we're doing fine. We hope to reaching more than that, but
And we
make
have
sure
these
you're
other
okay.
episodes on the Golden Sun meditation. There's
Yes.
one that gives you a
Hmm.
description of it. If you haven't heard of that before, please go back and listen to that. And then there's another one right after that where it's just the meditation. And that
Yes.
one actually is a little longer than normal. It's like 5 minutes, but, uh,
Yeah.
it's still a pretty brief, you know, I always said, I don't care how busy are you have time, you can squeeze out
Hmm.
5 minutes or 3 minutes to just do that little practice, and it's just a brief pause.
And I
And
and
it's
I'll be the first and biggest witness. I'll stand up on a mountain and say this: the Golden Sun meditation is wonderful. I mean, that's one that I go back to, and Sheldon had did that with me, and that's one that I've lived ever since he's done it
yep,
with me.
yep,
He's walked me through it, and
yep.
it's just the feeling that I get, and that's that going and pausing and just
Mhm,
letting it go. Because that at that point you can let that poison out. It
yep,
helps let some of that whatever poison is in there, you could say,
mhm,
"This is the poison, I'm letting it go." And then you can let it go out and then take that pause within yourself and go, "I'm okay. You know, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it,
yeah.
I'm okay.
Hey,
People
peop
like me." Way to go,
Stuart
Stuart
Smiley,
Smalley, baby.
dating
Doggone it,
ourselves
people.
right there. Somebody
So, I'm not a comedian, so we better quit there.
yeah. So
But
thanks for listening, guys,
yeah. Okay,
watching.
and yeah, have a great week, and know that you are you and you're a great person, and
We
we
love
hope you
you.
take that time to pause and take that look inside.
Take care.
Keep a smile on.